Hey everyone, I'm here to make a video on how to import custom symbols into Wonderdraft. I'm making this video because Avant Novis made a video. His video is great. The only problem is myself and a couple of other users noticed there was an issue in following his steps. In our file explorer in the directory of the program, there were some missing files and that was causing issues in following his steps exactly. I would recommend watching his video first, and if you run into a problem, then jump on over to my video. I'll have a link to his video in my description. I'll also have a link in this Google document that I'll be using as a step-by-step guide here that you can use to jump over to his video as well. I have some notes up here up top, but we're going to come back to those. We're going to start with these instructions here on how to make the program upload the assets that we want. So we're going to start with those. The first thing we need to do is open uh, Wonderdraft. So I've already got this uploaded here. Before we get started too much further though, I do want to note though, I did get mine from Humble Bundle and I am using Wonderdraft version 1.1.7 and this was uploaded on May 6, 2022. So if you're using an older version, maybe update, and if you are using a later version, this video may not be as helpful to you. So just kind of a note there. So the first thing we want to do is open Wonderdraft and go to our menu, and this is going to open this drop down. We want to select Open User Folder. So we want to select this, and this is going to jump us straight to where we want to be within our file explorer. And this is actually where the issue with Avant Novis's video became apparent. In his video, he has us come in here and select Assets. The problem is this folder is empty for me. When I downloaded and uninstalled, it wasn't here. I don't know why. I noticed a couple other people were having similar issues. So this video is here to kind of address this. So our solution for this, I talked to a friend and we worked through it, is to create the folders that we need. So we need to open up the asset folder, and then once we have that in, we need to create a folder called example. Now, you don't have to use the name example. I'm using this because this is what Avant Novis used in his, so I'm just going to rename it that so it links back to his video. In my own file directory, I went back and renamed this to custom symbols or custom assets or something like that. So that way it was easier for me to identify what it was. But once we have this named, we're going to open the example folder, and then we're going to create a new folder again. And this folder is, this is on step 4. We're going to be naming one fonts, textures, sprites. So we have that in here. So then we want to open our sprites folder. So just as a note here, I'm not going to be covering how to upload new fonts or textures. I don't know how to do that. I'm just focusing on uploading these sprites and symbol assets. So we're going to open sprites. And once we're in here, you'll notice we need to open that and then create a folder called symbols. So new folder, symbols, and then we're going to open this as well. And this is the folder that I'm going to be creating called WD Custom Symbols. This folder name doesn't really matter. This is the step that we struggled to figure out as well, is we had to create this additional folder to get them to load into the assets to load into Wonderdraft. We tried following through and creating folders up to this point, and it just wouldn't work. So creating this last folder here is what allowed us to actually get the assets to load into Wonderdraft. So once we're in here, then we need to actually upload our symbol. So I just have this red X here. I'm going to upload in. This is a PNG. I haven't tried JPEGs, but PNGs just work better. So we're going to put that in there, and now it's there. So we're going to come into Wonderdraft. Now we need to get to access this Assets tab. The problem is it doesn't work unless you have nothing there. So we're going to open. I have this test folder already set up to use. Then we're going to go to Assets, and you'll notice that custom, this example, is not tagged. So it's going to open this Assets to Load box. We want to make sure we check this. Then we're going to close the box. Or actually, no. We're going to close this, go to Symbols. Okay, that's fine. Go to Symbols, click on the castle, and scroll all the way down to the bottom. You'll notice it's not there. Okay, go to Assets, check this, close, it's going to tell us to save and reopen. And this is important. We do want to save. So once it's saved, we need to close Wonderdraft. We'll open Wonderdraft again. Open. We're going to open our test file. And then we want to go to Symbols. Click on the castle. This is also listed as Symbol Tools. And we're scroll the way down to the bottom. And there's our red X. Select it. And now we can drop it in the map. And that's effectively all you need to do. And now anytime you want to add something in, you just come into your directory. So you can go through, open user folder. It'll open this up. Go to assets, examples, sprites, symbols, WD custom symbols, and you can add this in, and it'll work fine every time. Now the problem is we're going to close out of Wonderdraft so you can see what this is. Nope, we'll save it. Is if we come in here and we go to assets, example, we're going to rename this to example 2. If we come into Wonderdraft, open our test folder again, we're going to get a text prompt that tells us that these assets are not there. And if we go to our symbols and symbol tools, scroll down to the bottom, our X is gone. So in order to fix this, we just have to come back and rename this example, open Wonderdraft, open test, and the symbols are back. And this is going to that's pretty much it. Takes us all the way through to the step 13. Now, we're going to come up to these notes. So from what I understand, you can name any of these folders anything you want. I think it's just about the right steps. I would follow the steps as closely as possible. Just rename the example something you want, and then you can rename the last folder whatever you want. If you do make any changes, as I pointed out, it is going to cause a problem. The other thing to note is this is only going to work for this one file or map. So every time you start a new file and you want to use custom symbols, you'll need to go in and follow steps 9 through 12. So that's going in and selecting assets and just checking that custom box, saving and then reloading the mapper file to have your custom assets be available to you. And that's really it. So once you kind of get this set up and running, it's just going to be a couple of steps every time you make a new map to get those working. If you have any questions, I guess shoot them in the comments. I'm not really an expert on this. This is just, I was looking up a video on how to get assets loaded into Wonderdraft for me, found Avant Novis's video. It didn't address the issue, so I had to try to troubleshoot to figure out how to get the program to do what I wanted, and this is how I got it to work. Thank you for watching my video. Go watch Avant Novis's video as well. He also has a tutorial on how to use Wonderdraft that I would suggest watching. Have a great day.